Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Lord have mercy. Can this story get any bigger? I mean, it just seems to be all they're talking about. I mean, you know, I get it, but surely there's other stuff going on in this world. There's genocide in a couple of places. Um, the cost of living crisis, so many things that the world needs to talk about. And this is just going on and on and on. Ooh, I wasn't sure where to start. But since we're here, Emma D, thank you so much for being here first. Let's see, Cami, Bluetooth, Heather Stroud, Nolu Bando Niandini, Mary H, Angela M, hello and hello, hello. Um, wow, there's only like not even 100 people here. But you know what? I'm not surprised. I mean, well, there's also the hour, but there's there were so many people uploading today, live streaming and such. So, um, which by the way, uh, Antonio, he had the most awesome live stream, or not live. Well, anyway, he had the most awesome video, and I forgot to share it. I'm gonna have to share that later. But yeah, someone told me to take a look at it, and I was like, wow, yeah, he did that. He did that. Okay. Well, anyway, since we're here, let's get on with it, shall we? My office chair is crying the blues, I tell you. I guess at some point I'm going to have to invest in a new chair. Oh boy. What am I trying to do here? I'm so sorry. I'm trying to make myself more comfortable. And I think I'm making things worse. All right. Hold on a second, you guys. You know, ever since I gave up exotic dancing, oh, never mind. That's another story. Okay, well, this ain't comfortable. Ah, crap. Let me see. Let me try another move. Okay. Chair. You hear my chair just crying? Believe me, my chair is under a lot of pressure. If I was sitting on you, you'd be crying too. Okay. I don't know if that's better, but I'm gonna just I'm gonna go with this for now. All right. No, that's not comfortable. You know what? I'll stand up. That's what I'll do. Hold on. Good thing I have a standing desk. Can you hear the little motor? The desk is going up. All right. All right. Well, it's almost up to my chest. Well, it is up to my rib cage. All right. That's better. I love this illustration of Meghan. I guess it's like I don't know if it's AI or what, but her beauty haunting, her gaze captivating. The wallpaper, regal. I just love this picture. It's almost as though she's looking right through me, as though she's looking right into my soul. What a beautiful girl. Okay. Hi, Miss Z. Now, before we get started, you guys, we have been discussing the Cotswold, right? Well, as you know, I have been to the Cotswolds and I took a few pictures and I thought nothing like a captive audience. Since you ain't going nowhere, guess what? I'm going to share them with you. Now, these photos were taken back in 2018. And as you can see, on a summer day in the Cotswolds, people just kind of go and stand by the streams and the rivers. And there was a little town there. I don't know what the name of the town is. Maybe it was Cotswold. I don't know. But isn't this an idyllic day? How beautiful. And I think I was like the only Chicago Baptist, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Chicago Baptist, that's code for black person. I think I was the No, I'm sure I was not. I wasn't the only black person there. It's kind of force of habit. I started counting. When I go someplace, I started counting. I'm like, hey, bruh. But yeah, how beautiful. And take a look there. There's a little zoom in on the right side. See how the river kind of goes through the town? And is there anything more beautiful than a weeping willow? A weeping willow kind of dipping into the water. How beautiful is that? I figure we need a nice nature break, considering how we, you know what? That's the perfect word. Bombarding. Wait a minute. Are you saying that you're getting too many commercials? Are there too many commercials? If it is, I'll see if I can adjust that. I didn't realize that it was being such a nuisance. I tried to put it like on the lowest setting. You know, they have changed YouTube. So I do apologize for that, but they have changed the YouTube. And now we have an option as to how commercials are, you know what I mean? So I don't really know how it works, but I tell you what, I will take a look at it and see if there's something I can do about it. How beautiful is that? Look at there. They're taking their little puppies through the stream. You've already gotten 4 commercials? Jeez, Louise. Lord. Okay, you know what? I'm going to see if I can fix that right now because I don't want you to have to endure that. Let me see here. Now I go here. Oh, wait. I may not be able to do anything while we're watching. Let's see. My channel. Go to the live. Manage videos. And let me see if I can fix that. So it's on medium, but let me see if I could try low, if that makes a difference. So yeah, I hope this helps. Okay, well, I've done what I can do for now. I do hope that helps because that's got to be a bit of a bore having all those commercials. Okay, so I tried to fix it. I hope it works. I told you guys YouTube is changing. It is changing. It's not what it used to be. If you just joined us, please make sure you hit the like button. And also, if you just joined us, I'm sharing a few images of photos that I took when I was visiting the Cotswolds. It is a beautiful part of the country. And I do believe the tour guide had told us that the Japanese emperor had actually visited the Cotswolds and made a recommendation. Oh, look at that. Look at the beautiful bath stone cottage in the middle of that meadow. Isn't that beautiful? How would you like to wake up to that every day? The Japanese emperor visited the Cotswolds. And that was back in 1920 months. I'm sorry, 20 months. 1921, during his 6-month visit to Europe. That was like one of his favorite places was the Cotswolds. But what did the Japanese emperor say about the Cotswolds? I do believe they said he said it was one of the happiest periods of his life, and if I'm correct, I believe they said the tour guide said it's one of those places that everyone should visit at least once. And I must admit, it was very beautiful there. Look at that. It is like a storybook. Now, I took a photo of the famous cottages. This scene right here, that row of homes, I do believe that that is the one that made it to the postage stamps. I think that's the one. There's a famous image of the cottages in the Cotswolds that made it to the British postage stamps. Let me see. They describe this place as picturesque. And I have to tell you, mine are not the best possible photos, but I did what I could. So, yeah, if you ever have the opportunity to go there, please make sure you do. Here's one right here. Did I do that twice? Let me show you the postage stamp. Yeah. Such a beautiful area. It actually made the postage stamps. All right. Well, that's it for the Cotswolds. Like I said, I thought it was like one of the most beautiful places I'd ever been. Now, we're going to move on to the news. There's Vanessa Feltz. Like bad food, she just repeats on you, don't she? You know how they say when you eat something bad, it kind of repeats on you? Well, that's our Vanessa Feltz. Like a bad meal, she just repeats on you. Now, she took a phone call, and I'm going to share that with you. Lord, you cannot escape this story.
No. Listen, I love the call, and thank you very much indeed, Victoria. Let's go to Maria in Leicester. Hello. Hi.
Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm fine. Tell me what you think of Meghan and Harry's story. How much of a story is it? How interested are you in it?
I find it interesting. First of all, I'll just say I've met Prince Harry. He does fantastic work with Well Child.
Yes.
My son was a part of it before he sadly passed away.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
I can tell you there are a lot of young babies, families, children right now ecstatic that Harry's back.
Oh, really?
You
That's a
have
lovely thing to
Scottish-
say. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
you have Scottish Little Soldiers,
Yes.
Invictus games.
Yes.
He's got so much people here. The studio he just gave money to through Children in Need in Nottingham, I think it was. The young people and the children that he's impacted their lives and the families, I can tell you, as somebody who's been in that kind of environment, which is very sad as a mother.
Yeah,
you're a grandmother.
terribly sad. I'm sorry.
Harry is a breath of fresh air, and there's not a newspaper, a magazine, a world so-called reporter that can tell me any different about that young man. He has changed so much people's lives. And if you watch World Child Award in about 3 weeks, I think it is, you look at those children's faces and those parents' faces.
Yes.
They are going to be so. Meghan will be welcomed. The Grenfell community have never forgotten the kindness that Meghan has shown to them.
Yes.
And they are still profiting for what Meghan's done for them. So the papers haven't reported this kind of news for any working. Well, when's the last time we saw 17 pages for William or Kate? I've never seen it. So I just wish them all the best.
Yeah.
I wish them all the best with their projects. And I can't wait to see Harry.
And if I said to you, you've met Harry, you know him, he's made an impact on your personal life. You've had very, very difficult circumstances, and he has really helped. And I said to you, why do you think they're coming to live here? What would you say is the reason?
I think when they left, they were in a very hard situation. And I think whatever the reasons they're coming back, I have no insight into that. But all I can say to you is I'm very happy they're coming back. They can come to my house and eat for some jerk chicken and rice in peace. They are so welcome. And I just want to put love out there, blessings to them, and just welcome them back.
Lovely call. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Next week, I'd love to know. Listen,
Okay, wasn't that beautiful? Now, I'm sure that was a squatty. I'm just sure of it. And I don't know, for some reason, I do believe that I recognize her voice. And I believe that I recognize the that particular squatty has lost a child. So I think I used to hear her in the spaces on Twitter, X formerly known as Twitter. So, and I agree with everything they said. There is going to be an outpouring of support for Harry and Meghan. And every day that I hear callers like that, I don't know. I feel less anxious about it and more optimistic. Yeah, some of my anxiety is starting to wane, and I feel more optimistic. Let's see. Leg says the British media are fronting as they have gained their relevancy by proximity. Now, U.S. outlets need to supposedly talk to them about their contact with the Sussexes. I noticed that a lot of the British media type, well, not a lot, but there's a few of them that have weaseled their way back onto American television. I have noticed that they are doing the news shows again, that a lot of them are going to end up on the morning talk shows next week. And of course, they are going to use their American voice. They have one voice that they use in the UK, and then they have another voice that they use in the US. So to be a Royal Rhoda is to be a two-face. Thank you so much, Lex, for the super chat. But yeah, I would say to be a Royal Rhoda is to be a two-face, not a toothface. That's what's his name? Tom Sykes. That's the toothface. But a two-face, as in number two, that's pretty much Tom Sykes and all of the people in the Royal Rota. Different voices for different circumstances. Now, role reversal. Role reversal. Or as Barbara Walters would say, role reversal. Yeah, role rehearsal. Role reversal. It seems as though Harry is going to. This is my prediction. I think that the half in, half out is going to be a thing. I don't think they have a choice but to accept it. It's either that or go back to the days of boring royal engagements. This is another golden opportunity. Harry and Meghan presented that institution a huge opportunity, especially where the Commonwealth is concerned. If you ask me, they no longer deserve Harry and Meghan's support. They don't deserve Harry and Meghan's help. They really don't, because they have proven themselves wanting in their character. The institutions that govern the households have proven to be just as volatile in 2026, 2025, and so on, just as awful, if not worse, than what they were back in Diana's days. I'm telling you, the Royal Rota, the houses of Windsor, they work like a protection racket. They are a huge protection racket. And if you want protection, then you have to do as they say. You cannot have any agency of your own. You have to follow directions, and you're not allowed to leave the firm. So for the firm, I'm guessing this seems like a win-win. Now, you and I, we know that the Sussexes are not returning because of poverty. We know they're not returning because they're not being accepted in the U.S. Nothing could be further from the truth. But we, pardon me, we cannot stop the Royal Rota and all the rest of the people in the media. We can't stop them from stating as such. They do have a right to say whatever they want to, and they are going to use that right to inflict as much embarrassment or as much shame as they can possibly muster upon the Sussexes. Although I have to say, I do not believe they have anything to be ashamed or embarrassed about. And I'm sure they're not ashamed or embarrassed because they know who they are. And they know how successful that they have been. And I don't care what, especially if you are a deranger listening, hear my voice when I say this and listen very well, that nobody else in that family could have achieved what Harry and Meghan have achieved in the past 8 years. There's not one amongst them that have enough grit or enough talent to make that work. Having been stripped of everything but their titles, I don't think anybody else in that family could make that work. None of them. Even with the protection of Queen Elizabeth, some of them could not make it work. Andrew, Edward, they couldn't make it work. But they took away financial support from the Sussexes, took away their security, and left them to survive on their wits. And of course, admittedly so, they had to survive with whatever talent and celebrity that they had inside of them. That was also a factor. But still, starting a foundation, starting a, a production company, engaging in contracts with entertainment platforms All of those things they managed to do at the very start of a global pandemic, finding a home and being blessed enough to find a home that was less than half of the asking price. The original asking price for that property, I do believe it was $40 million. And then it was $29 million. And after being on the market for what, 2-3 years, it finally went down to, I think it was around 16 million. In other words, if they wanted to, they could have paid cash for it. Now, I don't know if they have a mortgage or not, but what I do know is that all of these things, you can just check them off as one success after another. Imagine Willie and Kitty trying to pick up from a very hostile press, a very hostile family. And then, of course, it's not enough that they were being hostile toward the Sussexes while they were there. That hostility followed them to Canada. That hostility followed them to California. And one of the reasons why you know that these reporters are full of crap, even now as we speak, they are full of it. Even those who pretend as though they are welcoming the Sussexes. When I see someone say that Meghan is not going to survive a winter in the Cotswolds, she's not going to like that. May I remind them once again of the years that Meghan spent in Chicago at the Northwestern University, the years that Meghan spent in Canada. Now, I believe, according to, what is it, the longitude, the latitude, is that the width? I think we're on the same level as Canada. We have the same lake effect snow and wind, just like Toronto. So come again. Meghan is a very strong person. Very strong person. She has an inner strength and a practicality that will carry the day every time. And as Ted Saranto says, people constantly underestimate Meghan. They constantly underestimate her. You know, when a person doesn't speak out about everything that happens, we tend to fix our own ideas of what they're thinking and feeling and how afraid they are. Well, that's all you got. That's all you got, because you're not going to get that from Meghan. If Meghan feels a certain way, she'll let you know how she feels. But in the meantime, on face value, she is living her best life. Lex says, I don't think that it will be half in, half out. However, I think that the institution wants to take credit for Harry and Meghan's activities for the royal family. Yeah, well, you know, I don't think it'll be the half in, half out like Harry offered. But what I do believe is that so long as they're over there, they're going to go back to the HRH. And as long as they're over there and they are going about, and I'm just guessing that Meghan is going to get involved with some of the patronages that she had before, like SmartWorks and such. Then slowly but surely, they're going to say, well, this is not a royal outing. It is a quasi, you know how they like to do that, a pseudo quasi. It's going to be one of those things. But at some point, they're going to come calling for Harry, not Meghan, Harry. So Meghan is not going to be a part of a half in, half out. They don't want to be bothered with Meghan. I don't think that Meghan in particular wants to impose on the institution, but I think they have plans for Harry. That's what I believe. I really do believe that they have plans for him. Now, is it going to look anything like it was before? Probably not. But Harry is a huge asset. And then they're going to get a twofer because at some point, Meghan is going to go with him. It's not going to be her thing, but she's going to end up going with him. Now, all of this is just speculation. Whether or not it ever happens is anybody's guess. But the excitement and the buzz, not like the pre-wedding excitement, this is very different. This excitement is the press finally will have something to write about, and they can sound just slightly more credible. Charles, I do believe, is going to use Harry to lash out against William, to make William jealous. Also, I believe that the Sussex's presence is going to cause the Welleses to get up off their behinds and do some flipping work. And that is another benefit of it, is that they will get the Welleses up and out of their houses and out to the public. Princess Anne has already said that William is not doing enough of the meat and potato royal work. And as long as the Sussexes are there, it is going to compel those two to move. They always get very active whenever the Sussexes are out and about, especially if they go and visit another country. Now, right now, the government cannot convince Will and Kate to do anything on behalf of the government. This is a very long period for a Prince of Wales to not represent the crown at weddings, funerals, other international gatherings. It was said that it almost took an act of parliament to get William to go to the D-Day. And then it was, the Remembrance Day. They had the gathering the night before, as they always do, at, I believe it's the Royal Albert Hall. Guess who wasn't there? William. Now, he did come out the next day for whatever that parade or gathering, laying the poppies. He did come out for that, but he didn't come out for the day before. And there is no logical reason why he was not there, except he just did not want to be. They mean to use, now listen, I know you think I'm excited that I'm thinking, oh, this is a great thing for the Sussexes. They are trying to use Harry and Meghan to ignite some kind of a fire under those other two. That is one of the side benefits that is undeniable, is that they're going to make those other two do some work. This is going to be the gift that keeps giving. And if they need to get Harry to in any way look as though he's doing what William ought to be doing, I see them becoming more active, Will and Kate. Begrudgingly so, but they're going to work. What scares people is that upon the demise of Charles, that William is going to retreat into William, and they're going to barely get anything out of him. Charles did, what was it, in last year, over 500 engagements. And William, what was his, like maybe 120 or something like that? Shouldn't it be the other way around? I believe that they mean to use Harry and Meghan. The question is, do they know what's expected, or what the government and what the institution is hoping for? But Will and Kate cannot go on the way that they are now. That is just not going to work. It's going to be very difficult to justify a monarchy when those two do not seem to be interested in working. The lazy Will and Kate, that label is following them. Even though the papers barely talk about it anymore, everybody sees it. And that is alarming and is concerning. They don't need more videos. They need for Will and Kate to go to these towns and villages, open up the supermarket, open up the hospital wing. These are things they just refuse to do. Oh, by the way, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do need to check him out because he's not altogether there. Let's see. There won't be any half in, half out. Harry and Meghan will be private citizens. This is a new status for them. They will be required to live in the UK for at least 6 months to establish their new status. Hence, okay, we'll see. We shall see. I think that the institution is going to do their best to appropriate something out of the Sussexes, if only to get those other two to do some work. Because think of it like this. Harry and Meghan are still going to do their tours in other countries, in all likelihood. Leaving from the UK looks very different from leaving from California. Now, if they work out something with royal protection, okay? If they work out something with royal protection, and that royal protection begins to accompany them, what is that going to look like? If for some occasions the Sussexes are in a motorcade, a VIP motorcade, what's that going to look like? To me, it's going to look like half in, half out. Now, listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully so you don't go back and say, I said anything different. It's not so much that they are going to be half in, half out, but it is going to appear that way to the untrained eye. And the palace is going to take advantage of that. When it suits them to look generous and benevolent, they're going to make people believe that they're doing something for Charles. And when it suits them to put the Sussexes back in their place, then the story is going to be something else. These people are master manipulators. And if there's something that they can get out of it, they will. That's what I see. That is my prediction. They are going to try to hijack the Sussexes and try to make their work their own. Beverly Hardy, welcome to the Australian trip that the Wales was supposed to. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot about that. Was it Australia or was it India or Pakistan. But I think I do recall an Australia trip. I don't think William wants to go to Australia. I think Australia is going to be a lot of work, and I don't think he wants to do it. I do not believe that William wants to go to Australia. He doesn't want Harry to go, but he doesn't want to do it either. If Australia was important to William, he would have gone already. But Australia is, what is that? Like about a week of your life. You got to get there. And because of his status, he's got to be there a few days. And then it's the trip back home. That's at the very least 5 days. And at the most 7 days. That man don't want to go down there. Kate doesn't want to go. Those two are lazy. Now, when the Sussexes are in the UK and they start departing for these overseas activities, I'm telling you, Kensington Palace is going to lose it. It's one thing when you're in Montecito. It takes on a whole nother complexion when you're right there in the UK. This is the Wales's biggest nightmare. William probably ain't even slept. It'd be different if we did not see it, right? But we do see it every time the Sussexes show up. And for the most part, every time Harry shows up, what happens? Will and Kate all of a sudden have a full diary. Now, when Meghan is scheduled to go somewhere, like what was the last time that happened? Kate had a full diary because Meghan was supposed to do something and then she didn't go or something. I don't remember what it was. Or because of the LA fire. Do you guys remember that? When they put whatever black tie or something on hold, they were supposed to get an award, right? When they put that on hold, Kate had about 10 days of work. I mean, she was exhausting herself. She couldn't back out of it because it was all scheduled to coincide with Meghan. And then when they had their fires in LA and Meghan couldn't do it, Kate still had to go on. So this is how we know that for every action, there will be a reaction from Kensington Palace. And I do believe that the establishment are going to try to hijack whatever the Sussexes are doing to make it seem like they had something to do with it. And there you go. That will be a very unofficial, half in, half out. Never mind what it really is, but by appearance, the palace is going to use it. I think they meant to go to September in Australia. I wonder if, in September. Did I say go to September? I think William and Kate meant to go to Australia in September. Well, that's just around the corner. Are they still going? Yes, I do believe that's right. They had to postpone it. The Emmy and any awards for Cookie Queens. Was that part of something else you just said? Oh, they will flip with Meghan's working for the World Health. And when she makes a speech, she doesn't need their permission. Oh, yeah. Oh, if they're coming to Australia, nobody knows about it. Okay. Okay. Well, you guys, it is okay to disagree, but we will see what's going to happen. But I am of the opinion that they are going to try to use this situation to the palace's advantage. And maybe, just maybe, Charles is concerned about William's lack of work ethic. I know the institution is. I'm sure a lot of people are. It is breathtaking how lazy those two are. Okay, now, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, but something has changed. I don't know if it's an official change or if it's an opinion. And then, too, we don't know if it was official in the first place. So, Meghan reportedly dropped from Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. Former editor-in-chief of Vanity Fair and New Yorker, that is, Tina Brown, reported Saturday that the decision came after intense backlash in the UK. Let's see. Duchess and the Gentleman acting claim as Sussex's prepare for UK return. So that is how it was sold to us. What is it? Just yesterday, 2 days ago. So they said they were in talks. Well, in talks means that, of course, nothing is official. So I think it was a tough sale anyway. It's kind of like Oprah being such a huge individual in the entertainment field, right? And Oprah has done some dramatic roles and such. It's hard not to see Oprah. And I'm afraid that there's going to be that same thing with finding a role that Meghan can do without being a distraction and without consuming everybody and everything around her. Because Meghan was definitely the breakaway character on Suits. What was a small role for her, from what I'm to understand, I haven't actually watched it, but from what I'm to understand is increasingly Meghan had such a presence that they had to expand her character. Is that accurate? And so if that is the case, I mean, just imagine. I think I think Meghan would be brilliant, whatever she does. But whatever happens, there is going to be a mountain of criticism. And I don't know if that's enough. Like when they say backlash, well, look at it like this. They were supposed to boycott Netflix, right? I don't think that's ever been a thing. There was supposed to be a boycott of MasterChef. Instead, they got more views than in a long time. So I don't see how there's really a downside to it. But for some producers, for some directors and such, it can be a tough sale. Because once a person has been typecast, unless they're playing themselves, it's very difficult to separate. Or should I say, in their minds, it's very difficult to separate the two. So I don't know. I just don't know. But then there are people that are saying that Tina Brown has orchestrated the whole thing, that there never was any talks, that Tina Brown created this allegedly only so that she can get some attention and engagement, and then abruptly ended it when she decided it was time to move on. Now, I don't know about that. I really don't. I don't know where the story started. But if that is the case, that would definitely be a brilliant way to do it. You know what, the guys, hold on a second. I got to do something here. Oh, God, I hope that worked. Yes. Okay, I think it worked. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. You canned. Anyway, you can. So I think we're good. All right. Yeah, well, anyway, that's what they're saying, is that the whole thing was made up. I mean, look at that. Meghan TV Richie role worth £1 million. Well, that's the same as Harry and Meghan's security is going to cost their could cost, let me say it how they said it, could cost the taxpayers £5 million, which means they don't know. They're just throwing a number out there. And same thing with this here. They're just throwing a number out there. Now, what would be interesting is that if for whatever reason this happens, right? And Meghan donates a substantial part of the money, which I believe is likely to happen. That would definitely be a feather in their cap, in Meghan's cap. Yeah, they're making up stuff for the money, definitely. Tina Brown is trying to stay relevant. That's what they're saying. It wouldn't be the first time. It would not be the first time. Her nose didn't get like that because she's a nice person. It didn't get that way because of her integrity. She knows how to spin a story. So I think it's a very good chance that this was made up. We have not heard or read or anything from the Sussexes in a while. But this is a powerful position for the Sussexes. It really is. They are in an extremely powerful position because the world is literally holding its breath, waiting to see when and what they're going to do. That's power. That is power. No matter how you slice it, that is power. That the whole world wants to know where you're going to put your head down at night. I don't even know if the Sussexes saw this coming. I'm sure they're a bit overwhelmed by the level of interest. But what I love is that they're laying low and they're handling their business. Harry and Meghan's security. Officials will reconsider armed protection. Now, that was in the Times and the Sunday Times. This is very critical to their future. This is very, very important because aside from being there, how they're able to move around is going to make a difference. And if there's any truth to this, I'm pretty sure that they're trying to iron out some ground rules of how and when they could expect security. And with the planning for Invictus, maybe this is the best possible thing is to just be there and to be face to face with law enforcement or security, to be face to face with all of the people in Birmingham that are helping to plan this. Maybe it just makes a lot of sense. This is going to be a huge moment for Invictus. And trying to manage that from Montecito is not an easy thing to do. So maybe this was inevitable, that Harry would spend its extended time there, and maybe that just coincides with the kids' education and such. Nobody really knows. We just have not heard from the Sussexes, and until we hear from them, nothing is true. Hi, Hazel Jones, Ingrid Soers, Gwen Daniels. Hilda's girls. Let's see. What is that? Remember, real power is invested in Westminster. And number 10, Willie does not understand that, and Charles forgets that sometime. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I believe that depending on the government, the firm seems to get their way, especially Queen Elizabeth always seemed to get her way. And Charles, I don't know how his relationship is with the government right now, but I'm pretty sure that Queen Elizabeth literally had those people eating out of her little hands. Here's a picture you didn't see yesterday. How adorable is this? Didn't see this one, did you? Yesterday, there was like a flood of images of Harry. We didn't know that he was even going to Washington, D.C., let alone that there were so many images of him. But there were, and I'll quickly go through some of them. He had a roundtable meeting with some veterans. He went to a rehabilitation center and met with some veterans, wounded, injured, sick warriors, and also to the Arlington National Cemetery. So I'm going to go through these kind of quick since we just looked at these yesterday. This was a post from Arlington Cemetery speaking about the wreath laying at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And of course, our Harry participated in the public wreath laying ceremony. Second time he's done this. But like I said, soldiers, they understand each other. They speak a certain language, and Harry knows that language very well. Now, last time he was at the tomb of the unknown soldier, I believe he was in a white uniform. But yeah, so another big moment for Harry. Another opportunity for his brother to be very jealous. Also, I think that the British tabloids did not share most of these images. I don't think they really shared them. And one of the articles, I didn't even see none of the reef laying, they didn't have a single picture of that. I only went to Arlington National one time, and I think that was back in the 1990s. So it's been a long time since I've been there. And in case you don't know it, this is the cemetery where presidents that have been in the military, if they're veterans of the military, they're eligible to be buried here. Now, the current occupant of the White House wants to change the law that would prevent him from being buried there. It's really for soldiers and their families. But the current occupant of the White House wants to change it so that he can be buried there, even though he doesn't deserve it since he did not go to Vietnam, since he had heel spurs and was found medically unsuitable to go, which we all know is a bunch of BS. But yeah, so Harry's had a very busy week. No crap. There I was at the DC Veterans Administration Center, walked into the clinic hoping to get an appointment, and right behind me walked in Prince Harry. He was touring the facility. Very cool guy. Truly a pleasure. But remember, Americans, they cannot stand the Sussexes. And there's Harry in a group shot. There's Harry up close in a group shot. Okay, let me get back over to the other one here. Okay, I got another soundbite for you. I'm going to play this, and we are going to talk on the other side.
The security, although again often challenged, is real. In terms of her acting career, you know, she was a working actress,
She
a
was a very successful
actress
one, yeah.
by most people's standards. The Sussexes, now that they are not working royals, have always needed to find sustainable ways to support themselves. And they will always be criticised for doing things that are considered to be exploiting their royal connections. Yet also pretty much everything they do attracts criticism as them in some way showboating. I've always felt sorry for royals. They are born to this terrible job, opinion in the public eye. It is not a matter of choice. If you are born into that family, you inevitably become a target. If you marry into that family, you inevitably become a target. And that's a target either for organized terrorism or for people who, for some reason, fixate on them. And Meghan has had something worse than that, which is that she has been demonized. Again, people always talk about how unpopular she is. Well, is that surprising given the scabrous coverage she's had forever?
Okay.
Their need for...
All right. Well, whenever they have those emotional support polls, it really should be noted like an official, you know how you have warnings for cigarettes or liquor? Well, there should be a warning about any type of report from the tabloid media or any media that acts as though they're a tabloid. They should have a caution, because the articles are these incendiary messages designed to make life difficult for whoever the subject is, it is designed to make their lives difficult. And especially if you're the Duchess of Sussex, if you're the Duke of Sussex, or anyone who loves and care about them, if they can find out who you are, then they want you to suffer as well. So, anyway, right on with that message. Brer Rabbit. There's Brer Rabbit. Poor Clive Alderton. As we know, his resignation 3 weeks ago was a tantrum after finding out that, contrary to his delusions of grandeur, he's not the king of the United Kingdom. After all, I still believe he was pushed out after having his wings publicly clipped. Good riddance. Okay, got another sound bite. Let's talk about it on the other side. Okay. I said I got another sound bite. Let's talk about it on the other side. Did I save it? Wow, have I been saving that much stuff lately? That's okay. I can find it.
I understand you've got to make...
Okay, not that dweeb. I don't like him. That's AJ or whatever his name is. But that's not who we're looking for. Not to worry, I have it. Oh, Lord. Okay, let me try that again. Whatever you want, the world keeps revolving. There is fashion, there is trash. Some is good, some is bad. And it makes me really sad, 'cause all I know is that it's history repeating. Some folks won't dance if they don't know who's singing. And I say, heck, if it's your hips that are swinging. How come I cannot find this? Let me try one more time. It's like history repeating. Oh, Lord. Okay. It's right there, you guys, I promise. Let me try this one more time. You know what it is? It's so many things that I cannot find what I'm looking for. One story after the other. And I had it saved here, I thought. Okay, that's weird. Let's try this.
There's this kind of, frankly, intelligence insulting briefing going around from the palace saying that Charles knew nothing about this at all until Sunday evening. I mean, well, as I wrote in my Substack, if you believe that, you might want to go and have a word with Clive Alderton and ask him why he resigned 3 weeks ago from his position. And clearly, Clive resigned because he knew this was happening and he thought it was a terrible, terrible, terrible idea for the monarchy.
Was it a terrible, terrible, terrible idea? Or was it a terrible, terrible idea? Or is it that one big jagged tooth in the front that makes you repeat it, repeat it, repeat it? I'm not sure.
Excited about Harry and Meghan moving back because it's just going to be the most unbelievable story. It's going to be the most incredible drama. They're back on my patch. They're back on my wheelhouse. I'm not going to have to look resentfully at all these people in LA getting stories that I couldn't possibly get. So it's going to be if you think the last 6 years has been crazy, wait till what's going to happen over the next couple of years. We're going to have a rival court. We're going to have incredible conflict between William and Harry. It looks like Charles, has paved the way for this to happen for Harry. There's this kind of, frankly, intelligence insulting briefing going around from the palace saying that Charles knew nothing about this at all until Sunday evening. I mean, well, as I wrote in my Substack, if you believe that.
Okay. So there you have it. You can see the level of excitement, or at least in this case, you can hear it. They are just so excited they don't know what to do with themselves. It's like having everything they ever wanted for Christmas. Giddy with excitement. A royal reporter, royal reporters are literally wetting themselves with excitement at the prospect of Harry and Meghan moving back. Here's Tom Sykes openly admitting how excited he is and that he's looking forward to incredible drama and conflict between Harry and William. He says he'll no longer have to look resentfully at LA reporters getting all the stories about Harry and Meghan. And there it is. They don't want peace or reconciliation. They want access, drama, conflict, and content. There's something seriously not right in the head about British royal reporters. Now, that is another thing from Zandy Sussex. There was this, and then there's that. But yeah, they are positively over the moon with excitement, with the prospect of a war of the Windsors, one royal household pitted against another. I think it's absolutely sick. But there's Tom Sykes saying the quiet parts out loud. He is saying the quiet parts out loud. Okay. Howard Jane, thank you so much for being here. Yasmin Page says, I didn't believe the story about the movie. Guy Ritchie wouldn't have known about them returning to the UK. It didn't make any sense. Possible his people wanted the publicity to get another season. Or it was all Tina Brown. Tina Brown has made some very desperate moves lately, and it seems like she's not above exploiting the Sussexes to get a story out there. I mean, she has a Substack page, and as far as I know, that is about the only thing she has going for her. And I'm pretty sure she wants to bring as much traffic to her Substack as possible. Didn't she write that ghastly book, The Palace Papers or whatever? Which reminds me, let me see if I can find that. There was someone who gave a critique of Tina Brown's writing, and I want to share it with you. You can make anything up about the royal family and it will be printed as fact. There are no compelling new witnesses or discoveries in Tina Brown's much hyped book, but plenty of repeated, implausible gossip. At this point, one starts to think about volumes of royal muckraking that you can make up anything and have a fair chance of it being repeated. If I said in this review that I happen to know that all of Prince of Wales' siblings were in the habit of referring to him among themselves as Blodwyn, I dare say it would soon find its way into print as a matter of fact. So this Philip, what is it, Hensher, just skewered Tina Brown. I mean, totally obliterated the book that she wrote as nothing more than a bunch of gossip. Now, big points to him for having the courage to take on someone like Tina Brown, someone who's been in the business a very long time. But that's the way they saw it, so that's what they shared. Is that Tina Brown, her writing is nothing interesting anymore. It's just all a bunch of rumors and gossip being repeated. Stuff just like with, what's his name, Tom Bowers. A bunch of stories taken from news articles and other close-up images and whatever. Just a bunch of nonsense, just a bunch of stories cobbled together so that they can sell it as revelations. That is all too common a practice for these people. Okay. Okay, this is weird. I cannot forward to the next thing. Where is... Okay, that is strange. Let me see if I can... All right, well, that is not letting me do what I need to do. So let me see if I can upload it again. Okay, it seems to be a little stuck. Maybe I was holding my finger on the button and didn't realize it. Give me just a second, would you? See if I can work this out. Oh, you know what? I was looking at the wrong thing. That's what it is. There we go. I was on the wrong slide. I had me panic for a second there. So Brianna Gordon, as you know, Brianna Gordon is a very dear friend of both Harry and Meghan. Brianna Gordon has been knowing Harry for a long time. So she says here, I remember the day that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex left the UK because I was there with them at Buckingham Palace for their last engagement as working royals, as was the gray afternoon in the early March 2020, and there was a sense of sad unease in the air. It could have been the impending pandemic lockdowns that would that night shut down Italy and seemed to be rolling toward us with a worrying speed. But it was also undoubtedly the realization that it had come to this less than 2 years after Harry and Meghan had walked down the aisle and the country rejoiced at the prospect of having more relatable monarchy. But it was not to be. The Sussexes were leaving on a jet plane, and it was a one-way ticket at that to Canada that evening, and then they flew days later to their new life in California. The event that day was the annual Commonwealth Day service at nearby Westminster Abbey, and Meghan had invited me to a reception beforehand to meet a group of young students who were among the brightest minds from member states. The reception was like the service itself. The event meant to celebrate diversity and uniqueness, and it felt bitterly ironic that later that day, the first mixed race person to have married into the royal family would be leaving 22 months after her wedding ceremony at St. George Chapel, Windsor. The reception passed off smoothly, and then it was time for Meghan to say goodbye. She held me for a long hug, and it was then that I saw there was something in her eye, a glistening that was shared by the two members of her staff who were also there saying farewell. It ended with Prince Harry whisking his wife off to the service at Westminster Abbey. Harry didn't have tears in his eyes, but nor did he look particularly happy. Just 2 days before, he had finished his final outing as Captain General of the Royal Marines, wearing his red mess uniform with the medals he earned for his tours of Afghanistan. It had been 6 years since that day that there have been times during the period where it has seemed almost impossible to conceive of Prince Harry ever returning to the United Kingdom for more than the briefest of visits. The Queen's funeral, his father's coronation, the annual award ceremony for a variety, that is a charity well child, of which he is patron. Indeed, when I flew to the Sussexes' Montecito home in January 2023 to interview Harry about his soon-to-be released book, Spare, the distance between the couple and the royals could not have felt greater. It wasn't just the revelation in his memoirs. The physical fight with his brother, the Spare label given to him by his father, King Charles, on the day he was born. It was also that the Sussexes seemed deeply settled and happy in California. By this time, I had got to know the couple a bit, but mostly through the mental health work I had done with them both, which started after I interviewed Prince Harry on my podcast in 2017 about the chaos he experienced after the death of his mother. I had become close enough to the pair that I had also visited them in 2019 when they lived at Frogmore Cottage, Windsor, where Meghan told me a little bit about how difficult she was finding royal life. This was almost 2 years before she revealed her mental health crisis in the couple's infamous interview with Oprah. In contrast, the family seemed lighter, brighter, and far more relaxed in Montecito. I spent some time with them after our interview, and it was clear that they were thriving in their California home. But the UK clearly still important to Prince Harry. He proudly showed me the DIY photo wall that he had put up himself on the staircase, featuring pictures of his mother, his childhood. It was the type of feature so many families have in their home. It spoke to a bond that could not be broken by distance or family disagreement. And so it was that on Wednesday night, 2,354 days after the Sussexes relocated from the UK, it was revealed that they would be coming back. Not entirely, of course. They will keep the house in Montecito. The idea was they will become more of an international family who will move around a fair bit, the ability to do so being one of the benefits of no longer being tied to the institution. But they have enrolled their children in a British school with 7-year-old Archie and 5-year-old Lilibet starting their first term next month. The Sussexes also have a house in Melides. Now, listen, because Brianni just said that, I am going to accept that they have a second property. I am going to accept that. I think if anybody knows, she would know. I wasn't sure because the Sussexes never said so, but I am going to officially accept that as a thing. So Melides, a village on the Portuguese coast near Lisbon, where they've enjoyed a lot of time this summer. It must help, of course, that Harry's cousin, Princess Eugenie, lives there, and after the birth of her third child at a hospital in Lisbon this month, perhaps Eugenie and her husband, Jax Brookbanks, that's the bartender, have shown the Sussexes that there is a way to live life that doesn't involve having to be confined to one place all the time. California is gorgeous, but it also a long way from anywhere. This summer has undoubtedly reminded them of this. Not only did they travel to Portugal, they also came to the UK as part of Prince Harry's could launch the 1-year countdown to the Invictus Games, which will be held next summer in Birmingham, another reason to come back. The family also spent time with King Charles at Highgrove and then with Harry's uncle, Earl Spencer, at Althorpe. It is on this vast estate in Northamptonshire where Princess Diana was finally laid to rest on a private island in the middle of the lake. And of all the places the Sussexes visited during their summer trip, it was the one that will surely have meant the most to them. Indeed, the light of this news, those glorious pictures that Meghan shared on Instagram of their July trip, suddenly feels like so much more than just a sweet photo album of a summer holiday. There's Lilibet walking through the arch of trees at Althorpe, and there's Harry flinging her in the pool as Archie plays in the background. There are Portuguese beaches, market stalls, fish restaurant, glimpses of the Scottish wilderness. The whole carousel pictured the spirit of the Sussexes, always up for wild adventures and able to make anywhere their home, as long as they're together. Archwell, which consists of their charitable endeavors and Archwell Philanthropies, and the development company, Archwell Production, will stay as it is and will Meghan's brand as ever. Oh, so Meghan's as ever is going to stay the way it is. Montecito will always be an option to escape to. Home is where the heart is, after all. But how lovely is it that after 6 long years away, their hearts are well and truly back in the UK. Now, I'm sorry, did I miss something? Where does it say why they moved? I mean, I guess it did. But okay. It was not a very vigorous explanation, I'll say that. If you just joined us, don't forget to hit the like button. Now, if you look on the right, Meghan took her role seriously and was not just prepared, but proud to deliver whatever was asked of her. And that is a quote from 2020, March of 2020, from Brianna Gordon. Okay. Oh, check it out. A new chapter to celebrate. Arriving September 3rd, Napa Valley Reserve Brut. This thoughtfully crafted sparkling wine offers subtle minerality, graceful notes of fruit, and a bright finish that invites celebration with every glass. Our Reserve Brut blends Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Pinot Blanc fruit for a celebratory Napa Valley sparkling that is perfect for gifting and for sharing with the other ones you love. Oh, nice. With the other ones you love. Okay. I guess that sounds right. Anyway, don't forget, you guys, September 3rd, you'll have an opportunity to buy some new wine. A sparkling wine. Ooh, look who got in trouble today or yesterday. Look who got in trouble. Jeannie Bond. She got into a spot of bother, and I will share it with you right now. Are you ready? Here it is.
That they can make a go of it, and the bitching that goes on, particularly on social media, is going to stop.
What? What did she just say?
I just hope that they can make a go of it, and the bitching that goes on, particularly on social media, is going to stop.
Just to apologise for that language, Jenny. We can't. That's a word we're not allowed to use at this time of day, at least.
I just hope that they can make a go of it, and the bitching.
Woo! Jeannie Bond. I didn't know you talk like that, girl. Well, she said what she said, and she's sick and tired of it. She's sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay? Well, that's how she felt. That she's tired. Maybe some of the complaining will stop. Jennifer Clark, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Yes, my goodness. She said what she said. Maybe it'll stop. I hope so. I mean, this guy was like, look at how he has his hands extended, like, well, we can't have that kind of language, especially at this hour. Well, when is it okay? I mean, outside of a kennel, there's not much use for it, but some people have found a way to adapt that word to day-to-day life. I don't see the harm in it. Oh, well. And look at Jeannie Bond. She just is pleased with herself. Oh, trigger warning. Harry's return. Sir, the reporter inability to forgive his brother does not bode well for Prince William as the future head of the Church of England. Royal return. Harry and Meghan are moving back August 20th. Love and forgiveness are at the heart of the Christian message, and people find it possible to forgive even the most heinous crimes. Continuing anger only harms us and those around us. We should welcome Harry and his family back to England. The Right Reverend Rita Holden, the Dulwich Spa, whatever that is, what is it, Works? I think William should take heed to this message. Forgiveness is part of the very tenets that make good and great the church. And I believe the Church of England is no exception. It is in the spirit of that church that he ought to find forgiveness, not just for his brother, but for himself, for viciously attacking his brother and knocking him down to the floor, breaking his necklace and causing him to cut his back on a broken dog bowl. That forgiveness. Forgiveness for waving his gnarly, nasty finger in his sister-in-law's face. That forgiveness. And forgiveness for all of the times that he has initiated those vicious leakings and briefings against his brother and sister-in-law. I think he ought to ask forgiveness for that. If you ask me, he's the one that should be asking forgiveness, because he's a sick puppy. Zabeda, I haven't seen your name here for a while. Thank you so much for joining us. Listening while resting. Well, thanks for making Royal Sussex part of your day. Robert Jobson says, claims Prince William asked the Queen to make sure Meghan Markle wouldn't wear Diana's jewelry. You see what I mean? It's not for the Sussexes to beg for forgiveness. It's William. William has a pretty bad set point, and that is angry and even angrier. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys know it, but Celibici dropped a video yesterday morning, and they spoke about how William is always angry, constantly in a state of anger and discontent. What Kate told my close source makes me deeply worried as Meghan and Harry returns to the UK. William now faces the biggest decision of his life. And that comes from Robert, Where's My CPAP, Jobson. Yeah. Anyway, guess what? I don't even care. I'm going to go to the next thing. What do we have here? Oh, I have another video for you. By the way, if you have contributed to Buy Me a Coffee, I don't always acknowledge those when I get them, but I see something from the 18th and the 16th of August. So thank you and thank you. The Royal Summit. This is an artistic depiction of the Royal Summit. I've always thought that some of those people in the family are pretty trashy. Oh, you know what? I just skipped something, didn't I? I was supposed to do this. The British media is excited about the return of the real royalty. They even sent a reporter to the Cotswolds already. I'm not sure why they tell us that Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, are not royal anymore when they actually act as if they're superstar royals and are giddy with delight about their return. He couldn't get negative comments. I'm sorry, he couldn't get a negative comment about Meghan and her jams from the Cotswold jam seller. He spoke to, not her, but he spoke to, who is happy at Meghan, that Meghan might have lived there. Anyway, let me do this. It's just emotions pulling me closer, tied up in sorrows, lost in my soul. And if you don't come back, come home to me, darling. You know that there'll be nobody left in this world to hold you tight. No one left in this world to kiss goodnight. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Give me just a second here. That's so weird. There it is.
This is the possibility that the assessment was finished. That completed review raises the possibility.
Oh, that's not it. Let me see. I seem to have missed. Oh, you know what? I don't think I saved it. That's what it is. Okay, takes me just a second here. I'm here at your side, a part of all the things you are. But who will be the one to comfort you? You go to find your shining star. Okay, here we go. But where are you now? Now that I need you. Tears on my pillow whenever you go. So cry me a river that leads to your ocean. You know that there'll be nobody left in this world to hold you tight. Hey, nobody left in this world to kiss goodnight. That was a good song, wasn't it? Good night. Okay, here we go.
A perfect location. We are in Cirencester, what is known as the capital of the Cotswolds. The Cotswolds is kind of deemed to be one of the areas that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex could well be moving to as they head back to the UK in the next week or so. Lots of reasons for why this area might be appropriate. Not only that Meghan knows a lot of some of the celebrities that are of course famous for living in these parts, no less the likes of Ellen DeGeneres, but also with the locations for Prince Harry, if he is to make any reconciliations with the likes of His Majesty the King, Highgrove not too far away. So ideally, the Cotswolds could be a perfect location for them to return to. But we're here in Cirencester in the middle of this market today because, of course, one of the things that we know Meghan did as one of her things out in America was, as ever, her range of jams and different kind of goods. So let's speak to a market stall trader, shall we, about all of this. Gregory Davis is the owner of Auntie's Sauces. Fantastic stall, I must say, that you've got here.
Thank you.
Just initially, what do you kind of make to all of this about Meghan and Harry kind of coming back to the UK?
I think it's great. Nice that they're coming back to the UK. Not about America anymore.
What about the Cotswolds?
Oh, the Cotswolds. Yeah, it's great for the Cotswolds. It'd be great for everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, tell us a little bit then about your stall, about some of your businesses and stuff.
So we are a manufacturer of sauces, pickles, and Indian street snacks. They're all based on my wife's grandmother's recipes, who was auntie. Unfortunately, she passed away last year, but she was an integral member of the business. So we produce traditional Punjabi, North Indian snacks and condiments.
Can we have a taste? Is that all right?
Of course. This is one of our Indian crisps with our tamarind
So what is
sauce.
an Indian crisp?
So an Indian
different?
crisp is basically, it's wheat flour, carom seed and salt, deep fried. So it's the best bit of Bombay mix.
That is
crispy,
really good.
delicious, very good.
So what is in that?
In the crisp?
Yeah.
So it's basically, it has just wheat flour, carom seed, salt. That's it, and it's deep fried.
Perfect. Now, we know that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, went into jams, reportedly sold and more than £1 million worth of jams.
Wow.
If they come to the Cotswolds, are you at risk? Do you think Meghan and our different artisanal goods could put a risk to your business?
No. I think it would be good. I think she'd bring her. She could have a stall here. Bring her down.
So you think Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, on a stall in Cirencester? Let's make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. It would do wonders for the market. It would bring more people down, wouldn't it?
Would you pay £30 for a jam?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if it was really good.
Okay, lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Gregory,
Right,
for joining us and giving us a taste. I tell you what, these are seriously good. So there you go. Not much necessarily of a threat from Meghan if she was to move to the Cotswolds with her different artisanal goods. Of course, we know the latest really on all of this is what we're getting from the newspapers this morning is that the Duke of Sussex is pleading with the Home Secretary for kind of confirmation on exactly what is happening with the security arrangements. Lots of people, including a YouGov poll, 2/3 of which of people in the UK say they don't really care at all what happens with Harry and Meghan. But I think the dividing line, Dawn, is very much what happens with the taxpayer funding sense of security. So those answers surely we'd expect.
Okay. Zubeda, that song is called Emotions. Emotion by the singer Samantha Sang. Yep, it's just emotions that's pulling me closer. Tied in my sorrows, lost in my soul. But if you don't come back, come home to me, darling. You know that there'll be nobody left in this world to hold you tight. Nobody left in this world to kiss goodnight. Yeah, that's a song from the 70s, I think, right? Yeah, that was my jammy jam. Well, actually, Emotion, I believe that Samantha Sang got the song from the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees produced the song, if I'm correct. But if you look up Emotion, Samantha Sang, you will find the song. And it was a much bigger hit for Samantha Sang than it was for anybody else. I am sure of it. Why? Because I'm old. I remember when the song was new. So look it up. Emotion. Oh, by the way, the person's the background vocals, that is the Bee Gees. Yes, the background vocals are the Bee Gees. You can hear those high-pitched voices that were made very high because of the massively tight trousers they were wearing. It's just emotions that's taking me over, tied up in sorrows, lost in my soul. You know, that was those tight trousers that caused their voices to go so high. But if you don't come back, come home to me, darling. It was the tight trousers. Those trousers were so tight that it was like their eyes were bulging, where their eyes and other things were bulging. But yeah, that was what made their voices so high. You know, back in the 70s, wearing those tight bell bottoms was a thing, right? And so when the Bee Gees, when they first went on tour, I guess they must have bought some pants right off the rack from like the Sears Roebucks or something. Anyway, they put those things on, and all of a sudden, their voices just went up and up and up. And the rest, of course, is history or herstory. But yeah, the Bee Gees, what a great band, right? Nobody gets too much heaven no more. It's as high as a mountain, but harder to climb. Ooh, you and me, girl, we got a highway to the stars, and it runs to you and it goes to me, and a da 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 da. Yeah. I tell you, I'm pretty sure when they finally got out of those trousers that they let out quite a wail. Yes, sang by Samantha, sang in 1978. Yes, an old song. Oh, Destiny Child did a cover? I didn't know that. Okay. I see your eyes in the morning sun. How can you touch me in the pouring rain? Da 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 da. And you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm in your love, and I hardly see, but it's you I need to know. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep? I really need to learn. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down. And our trousers are too tight to see. And it's getting hard to go and pee. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay. Anyway, so the Royal Summit. Let's see, they can't be serious. You know what this means. We must work. That's what I said. They're going to have to work. And as you can see, Camilla is completely medicated. She has her gin, so she's not feeling a thing. Ah, well, thank you very much for that. Yeah, they were one of my favorites. Oh, really? Well, if you have time, Mary Rose, do you want to name them for us? If you can put those names in the chat, I would appreciate it. Oh, okay. Oh, that was nice of you. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da. Come to me on a summer breeze, keeps me warm in my love, and I softly speak. But it's me you need to know. How deep is your love? I really need to learn. Okay, let's get on with it. So, William and Kate attend King's Sussex Summit at Balmoral. Wellses have no interest in engaging with Harry and Meghan after they announce return to UK. You know, it is absolutely degrading. They should just say nothing. I wonder if it ever impresses them, or has anyone ever impressed upon them, should I say. How about just don't say anything? Maintain a dignified silence, okay? Otherwise, if you're going to keep talking, it's going to be bigger. You're going to make it more news. So just don't say anything. Mum's the word. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's move on. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, Lady Louisa and her brother James could become fresh legs when William is king. Royal expert claims Prince of Wales will favor his cousins for future role, even if Archie and Lily build a foothold in the UK. This is the most unnecessary article. If I hear one more time, the royal family's secret weapon. So and so could be the royal family's secret weapon. Really? I just happen to have saved a few articles over the years. Royal secret weapon. I'll take it as a compliment. Sophie tells of her mission to help in rare interview. It's so rare, we keep hearing it over and over again. SK says, I just find it funny how Sophie is so manipulative and performative, and all the sycophants eat it all up. Sophie here just generating herself good headlines, and they are addressing it as a caring hand. Only when millions are watching, the secret weapon is on the move. Don't you just love the Sussex squad? How about this one? Kate Middleton's secret weapon is that she is using for her comeback wardrobe, and where you can get your own for just £3.50. Really? Yeah, that is a secret. Or how about this one? Prince William is Britain's secret weapon in sustaining a special relationship. Now that comes from Camilla Tominey, who is of the opinion that William is somehow so close to Donald Trump. Graham Smith says he isn't. He's a work-shy royal who knows little and does less. Whatever relationship the UK has with the US will be sustained by politicians and diplomats. Thank you, Graham Smith. I couldn't have said it better. He is not. Or how about Tom Parker Bowles, the firm's new secret weapon? Let's see. Sophie Wessex, secret weapon. Oh, yeah. Lady Louisa. Another vote for, let me see, who is that one up there? Oh, I think that's supposed to be either George or Louis. And how about the Countess of Wessex? There's another. So far it's mostly Sophie Wessex or Sophie Edinburgh, who is the secret weapon. Sophie, and to a lesser extent, Lady Louisa. Those are royal family secret weapons. And then, of course, Tom Parker Bowles. He's such a secret that most people don't even know about it. And then here's some more. Zara, royal secret weapon. Zara, time to shine. Or how about Prince George, Lady Louisa, Sophie. Kate Middleton is the Queen's secret weapon used for calming down storms within family. So you mean to tell me they believe that Queen Elizabeth would go to Kate Middleton to calm storms in the family? Does Kate make a phone call to calm people down? Does Kate go and make a visit to calm them down? Exactly how does Kate have a calming effect upon other members of the family? That is a mystery. There's another Kate Middleton secret weapon. Oh, Prince Harry was supposed to be Prince William's secret weapon when Will becomes king. Let me see here. How Kate Middleton became the royal family's secret weapon. Wait. Here's a good one. Little Mia Tyndall could be royal secret weapon as Princess Anne heads to Australia. Oh, man. Isn't that something? Little Mia Tyndall is getting better press than Prince Edward. That is astounding. Let me see. Who else? Oh, there it is right there. So, thank you, LDSW. The Cotswolds owners / residents, the Beckhams, Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, Jeremy Clarkson, he don't get a bell, Kate Moss, Hugh Grant, Damien Hirst, Liam Gallagher, Elizabeth Hurley, Alex James, and Simon Cowell. Do I like Simon Cowell? No, I don't like him. He keeps changing his face. I thought he was a two-face. It looked like he got about 10 of them. Yeah, I don't like him. Yeah, there's a couple people on that list. I'm like, now they were saying that these people may be friends that Meghan could stay in touch with. Let's go backwards. Simon Cowell, I don't see them being friends. Alex James, I don't even know who that is. Elizabeth Hurley, nah. Liam Gallagher, not. Damien Hirst, nope. Hugh Grant, possibly. Kate Moss, maybe. Jeremy Clarkson, absolutely not. Ellen and Portia, good possibility. The Beckhams, never. She ain't never had no feelings for the Beckhams, and I don't think Harry does either. Harry has always been cordial to the Beckhams, but I don't think there was any great love there. Well, thank you for that list. I don't see much of anything for Meghan to gravitate towards. So, yeah, not a good sample of people. Yeah, pretty much only Ellen and Portia. Okay, I think I had one more secret weapon. Monarchy's secret weapon, Lady Louisa. Okay, shunned the spotlight. Yeah. Not going to be a secret weapon. Now, look at this secret weapon. This secret weapon, seems to be uncalibrated, just a little bit worn down, somewhat disheveled, exhausted. All that plotting and scheming seems to have taken a toll on this secret weapon, doesn't it? Look at her. She can barely keep up. She's such a secret weapon. She was trying to impress people, running around like a teenager. I'm surprised she didn't fall flat on her face. Give that old thing a Geritol and tell her to sit down somewhere, because this ain't working. As a matter of fact, I am going to do it myself. I am going to send some Geritols to, Bagshot, Bangkok Park, whatever their house is. I'm going to send a crate of Geritols, because this geriatric princess has seen better days. She is completely worn out from all those years of plotting and scheming and begging for the Edinburgh title. And now what's left of her is trying to be relevant and fit and active. Well, fat chance on that one. I will never, ever forgive this cow for the way she scowled, the way she scowled at Meghan during the funeral. I will never forgive her for that, ever. I think she is just the worst opportunistic infection that there's ever been. She shouldn't even be in the family, and she worried about what Meghan's doing. She who badmouthed the family, she who was set up by some fake sheik, and she has the nerves to stand in judgment of the Duchess of Sussex. Yeah, I will never forgive her for that, ever. A horrible person. Evil through and through. Oh, look at there. Saving the royal family. Really? I think they were in better shape before she showed up. She went to New York and had to take a photographer with her because there was no chance that either the local, the international, or even the British domestic news services, nobody was interested in the fact that Sophie was in New York. It was like one of the best kept secrets. Maybe that's why they call her a secret weapon, because she can go into places unnoticed. Maybe that's why they call her that, because she can go to just about any country. You could even put images of her on billboards and still you wouldn't notice her. She is a very inconspicuous woman designed to hide out. Sophie, the king's secret weapon, as if I don't like her. King Charles urged to send firm secret weapon to deal with Prince Harry and Meghan. Now, this was good for a laugh, wasn't it? A royal commentator suggests there is only one senior working royal who can put an end to the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's drama with the royal family once and for all. So, oh, you know what? I think that was actually Princess Anne. I think they wanted to send Princess Anne to Montecito to deal with Harry and Meghan. Now, what was she going to do besides get her feelings hurt? Huh? What was she going to do besides get her feelings hurt? It's a good thing for her she stayed home. Never go to another woman's house talking crazy. Now, you know what? I could not tell if this was a new interview or not. Well, let me take a look at the time. Maybe I'll do this one tomorrow. Oh, what the hell? I'm almost done. I'll do it now. Yeah, I'll do it now. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Let me see. What else do we have? Because I'm almost done. And that's about 6 minutes. Madame Tussauds. Did you guys see this? Madame Tussauds has jokes, you guys. Madame Tussauds decided to have a little fun with Harry and Meghan's return. Do you notice what they did? Did you notice? Did you notice? That's right. There are two, not one, but two suitcases right there in front of their figures at the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Ha ha ha. Very funny. The way they twist and squirm, but still have no rational no rational explanation for why they judge Harry and Meghan differently is quite frankly embarrassing. So I have this and then Nina Miskow. So I have two sound bites, and that is how we're going to finish tonight or this morning. If the agenda is to get back into the royal family given that
if the agenda is to get back into the royal family in some shape or form over the next few years, ITV could offer them like £3 million to do the next series of I'm a Celebrity, but I don't think either of us would advise them to do
Mike
that.
Tyndall did I'm a Celebrity. Mike Tyndall did it.
Well, he's a minor one, isn't he? And they're not working royals in the traditional sense. I mean, they're still part of the royal family.
Neither are Harry and Meghan working royals.
No, but they are much nearer.
We judge Harry and Meghan by different standards.
No, we don't. We do in the sense that Harry is still sixth in line to the throne. So I think he gets judged very different to Zara Phillips, who is 22nd or something in line to the throne. I mean, I think that's part of it.
I think it's more about the wife that Harry married. I'm sorry, I do. I think there is a touch of the Jason Arde to it. Different standards to judge them by. I'm sorry, Ian. I do. I see it. I can't unsee what I now see.
Well, that was an interesting direction she took that she feels as though there's a touch of the Jason Arde in the way that Harry and Meghan, meaning, of course, Meghan is treated. Okay. So you say. Now, Nina Miskow, you guys may have heard this already. Anyway, I'm going to end with this, and then we will pick it up again at some point tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love your tomorrow. You're only a day. Let me drink something. We're taking a trip tomorrow. So you better hang on to your sorrows and your pain. Okay, how come I can't find that? Paging Nina Miskow. Paging Nina Miskow, where are you?
You raises the possibility.
Nope, that's not her. You know what? I feel like I missed something. Did I do this one? I think I missed something. Let me go back. Did I do this one? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I did do that one. Never mind. Okay. I'll never be your beast of burden. I walk for miles and my feet are hurting. Never, ever, never, ever gonna be. Okay, here we go.
They have as nice a life.
Are you hard enough? Are you rich enough? Are you tough enough to see? Hey, I'll never be a beast of burden. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
I am, in contrast to all of you, I am utterly delighted. My only proviso being that I hope that they have as nice a life here as they did in California. I am all for it. They were hounded out of this country by the media, egged on by the royal palaces. They were bounced out, and they've made the best of it. And they have been such a loss. If you look at the contents of the palace balcony for a fly past, there's nobody there. I mean, there's all between sort of 60 and death, basically. You know,
that's not true. I mean, we've had Louis. Louis's a big draw. George, you've got.
They're not. I know they're not coming back as working royals, but I bet you after the Invictus Games, Harry will be. He is. I'm sure Cameron will confirm this. I've not seen him in person. I've never met him, but the way he handles a crowd, the ability, the affinity he has with people, that's like his mother, and he is a natural performer. Unlike William, who is, in my eyes, kind of entitled and rather pompous. And I have said for a long time now that what I would like to see is Henry IX.
Right, you'd make him king.
I would. Right. I said it half an hour ago in the green room.
Nothing if not consistently.
Yeah.
Nothing. But
might be a few legal.
Okay, that was Nina Miskow. She said, I said it before, and I'll say it again. I would like to see Henry IX. I would like to see Henry IX. King Henry IX. Not likely to happen, of course, but gosh, that would really turn history on its ear, wouldn't it? That would really turn history on its ear. Taking his rightful place as the king, just like Henry VIII, the redhead. Wow, let that sink in. Anyway, you guys, it has been a pleasure. As always, thank you so much for trusting me to do this work. I really do appreciate it. Vivi Max says, thank you, Baron, for brightening my heart this Sunday with your joyful demeanor and another lovely podcast. You're quite welcome. I really appreciate hearing that. All right. Yeah, Henry IX. Henry IX. God favors the second born. Thank you, Heather Stroud. Yeah, it's the gift that just keeps giving, right? It is the gift that keeps giving. Well, whatever happens with the Sussexes, I do hope that everyone will continue to support them. I know that this is a shock to a lot of people, and there are some people who are just plain pissed off about it. But I always say God has a plan, and God's plan is always so much greater. It's a plan that, you know, if you believe in those things, it's something that is not always easily seen or understood, but sometimes it just all seems to come together. So I try not to judge these things because I naturally feel very optimistic about life, and I trust them to make the right decisions for their family. Oh, thank you, Connie Bomber. Well, whether it's true or not, let's look at it the positive way. Even if nothing ever comes of it, such is the power of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, that the whole world, within 24 hours, the whole world was talking about the same thing. And that just goes to show you how much power she has. So, all right, love you guys. I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex.